welcome back to Wolf Guitars and Gear. I don't have any fancy taglines for you, but I do have a concept that's inspired by the tagline of another much more famous channel than mine. I'm a big fan of 5 Watt World and all of his short history videos. You always learn so much interesting things, and he obviously puts so much work into the research angle of that I just get a lot out of that. But the tagline for his channel is getting the most tone from the least gear, and I think that's a very interesting approach. And so today I want to give you what my top 5 indispensable items would be. Obviously that's always going to start with your guitar choice, and for me that is the Les Paul. So whether it's this particular Les Paul or one of the other ones that I have in my collection, I would definitely choose the Les Paul to be my go-to instrument, to be on a desert island, can't have anything else. That's my go-to instrument. I've found over the years that I can get all of my sounds that I need from this instrument. Item number 2 would be amp choice. Now, again, just limited to things that I actually own. The 3 amps that I have are a PV Classic 20 mini head, a Vox AC30, and a Mesa Road King. So I think while I love all 3 of those and they all do different things for me, I think I'm going to have to go with the Mesa Road King, just in terms of having 4 channels. That gives you tons of flexibility in terms of gain structure. And then I think that, like I said, those other ones I could be very happy with. If I was stuck with just one of them, I would definitely be happy there as well, but we're going to go with the Mesa. For item number 3, I am going to go with an acoustic. I think every guitar player needs to have an acoustic in their life. I mean, you can't always plug in and go electric. That's great for most things, but sometimes you need to have an acoustic. They're great for songwriting, and for me, I have a Taylor that I use for that, so that would be my go-to on that. For item number 4, now we're getting into kind of more accessory land, because we've kind of already covered the absolute necessities. I would have to go with my Strymon Timeline. Why? I'm a big delay fan. That's probably one of my favorite effects of all time, and it's just so hard to do without a delay. So for me, the Strymon Timeline covers everything. It's the best delay I've ever played with. And again, if we're limiting this to things that I own, I do own it, so that would be my go-to there. Now for item number 5, now we're into things that just really you could take or leave. Now, all those amps that I mentioned previously all do have reverb on them, and as I mentioned, the amp that I chose out of the 3 that I have is the Mesa, which has tons of gain structure. So I think it's going to be a 2-way tie with the 5th and final item. It's going to be a tie between my Strymon Big Sky Reverb or the JHS Bender Fuzz. Obviously, like I said, there's all the gain structure with that Mesa, but the Tone Bender for me is kind of my perfect fuzz. The way it works together with a humbucker equipped guitar really is magical, as demonstrated by Jimmy Page most famously. But you know, I also have 3 different pedals that are versions of a tone bender, and this one is by far the best. So if you're looking for a good tone bender option, if you're looking for a good fuzz pedal option, this is a fantastic pedal, and we're going to do some more videos in the future showing you a little bit more about this. But that would be one choice, and like I said, obviously the Big Sky has tons of other options as far as really super ambient reverb type structures in there. I'm a huge fan of the Hall mode on there. I like to use shimmer, but I like to use it kind of opposite of how a lot of people do. I like to kind of use lower octaves and keep it real subtle, just so it's kind of like almost like a nice organ-like pad behind what you're playing. And like to keep that mix really low on it. I think it really can be a nice feature that way. The swell setting on there is fantastic. There's so many Bloom is another good one. There's so many great modes on that that are just really innovative, and I really enjoy it. So like I said, with the other amps having gain and having reverb, it's kind of almost a toss-up whether you go reverb or whether you go fuzz. I think you could make the argument either way. I really love all of those, and I think that that would be my top 5 items. If I was to have to choose between the things that I already have, what would be my top 5 items to keep? That would be it. So get in the comments and let me know what your top 5 items would be if you had to choose from your gear what to bring with you. So I hope you enjoyed it. Hope that was at least entertaining. Thank you, Keith at 5 Watt, for doing what you do and for having that interesting tagline that kind of sparked this line of thought. And if you haven't already, check out his channel, like it, subscribe. Do the same here. Please like and subscribe and share these videos so they can get out to more people. And we'll see you next time here on Wolf Guitars and Gear.